There is a chill in the air and frost on the ground, and this fall has been beyond beautiful, and I'm so excited for the coming seasons. You guys, we're gonna have so much fun today. I haven't done a good old-fashioned DIY in ages. My brain has been so consumed with our very major construction and renovation on this house that the little things that I used to just really love, enjoy, and cherish sharing with you have gone to the wayside. But today, do you remember this? Do you remember this? A couple of weeks ago, I scored this at a thrift store for $5.99. And I was inspired by a Craftsy course. And so today we're gonna make it over with that as the inspiration. So a big thanks to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. Let's get to work with this wreath. Now, I have shared Craftsy with you before. It's a wonderful online resource for all things creative. I love that there are so many different varieties of tutorials and courses and classes. I really want to do some of the sewing classes because I don't know anything about sewing, but I originally hopped on to check out some of their fall baking recipes. Pumpkin, streusels, all the deliciousness is just on top of my mind. And then I stumbled across this beautiful wreath making tutorial, and I wanted to try this out for the holiday season. I really love that this is such an amazing resource where you can really walk through just step-by-step demonstrations from experts in their field and learn and just grow so much in either a hobby or a skill that you really want to master. And so today I'm really excited to again be able to offer to you the first 1,000 of you to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. That's valid for new members only, and you can take advantage of all of these amazing resources. Now, the wreath was $5.99. There were a ton of other wreaths that were like $20 that were way smaller than this and had no embellishments. And so I'm wondering if it's because this one is wired and maybe the electronic part of it just doesn't work. So we're gonna test out these batteries. Only 3 batteries. There's supposed to be 6. The lights are already coming on. What does that mean? We're heading into the basement. I haven't opened a Christmas storage tote in 2 years. I don't even remember what I have. And I'm actually really excited to dig into it and see what I've got to work with. Hello, old friends. They've lived through some construction, just like I have. All right, let me share my initial thoughts on this wreath. It's massive. It was $5.99, and it had some good things going for it. These, I think, are wonderful, and I'm gonna cannibalize them from the wreath. See how they're connected. They're just twisted on there. And I'm gonna use them in a way that's not so like bed hair, like I woke up and didn't brush my hair, because that's kind of how I feel like they are right now, just sticking everywhere. I love that it has pine cones already attached to it. The ribbon is worn and faded, so I'm going to take that off, as well as the ornaments, just because you can really tell that they are pretty plasticky. And so I think I'll use those actually maybe a different way down the road, but not on this wreath. And then these leaves, I'm not a fan of. They look very fake. But this does have like some of the real touch greenery in it. So I'm gonna leave that part. We're gonna completely redo this wreath, so let's do it. All right, we have stripped her clean. not the best angle. We've stripped her clean though, and she's ready to go. I left only the pine cones. I took off all of these leaves. They're just not right. They're just not right. And now we're gonna rebuild her, and she's gonna be beautiful. Just know it. I'm using some of the pieces that I took off, like all of these feathery things. They're really pretty. And then I just went to my totes, and I have all kinds of stuff from years and years and years of decorating. And so we're gonna come together with something similar with like that side swept look. Let's do it. Now, if you've ever made a wreath before, then you know that there's lots of different ways that you can go about it. I'm doing the side swept look that I was inspired by Craftsy to do, but you can also do an all around the wreath, really balanced look, which is beautiful as well, and what this wreath started as. I'm gonna use very similar colors because I want this to kind of be a neutral wreath. So I'm doing the bright gold pine cones. I'm layering in a more toned down gold. They're kind of like a goldish silver holly branch, which are really pretty and I feel like a little bit different. And the lightness of it is really gonna bring in a ton of glow to the wreath. And then I'm reusing those picks that were on the wreath before that are very vibrant gold. Then I want to mimic the browns of the pine cones that were already on the wreath. So I'm just using a few thrifted finds that I got last year at the end of the season. These brown ornaments are really cute and I love that they got some crystal to them, and then some white or frosted snow globy type ornaments that will just perk it up a little bit. Now, some people use hot glue to make their wreaths, and I have done that in the past, but I wanted something a little bit less permanent, so I'm just using floral wire to connect all of this to the original base of the wreath. I also snagged these bell picks at the end of the season last year on clearance. They're so cute. I love that they're gonna dangle like at the perfect height from top to bottom. And then I found some scrap ribbon in my totes and decided to add just a little bit of color to the wreath with a pretty burnt orange. Now I know that there are two camps generally on when to decorate for Christmas. Some of you are cringing to even watch this video because Thanksgiving has not happened yet. Others of you have been decorating since before Halloween. It doesn't matter which camp you're in. Ooh, quick side note, I totally forgot that I had put electrical behind that frame for when we have a future TV, and then I had to very strategically hang this wreath so that it masked that electrical box. I think I did a pretty good job. But back to when to decorate for Christmas. I love sharing things ahead of time because if I were to share when everybody else is decorating, it's too late for it to be helpful to you. So I want to maybe give a little bit of inspiration, also share products that I think are really beautiful for the season. I did snag this garland already, which is absolutely stunning. If I were to put a fake garland on my mantle, normally I would have to use at least 3 fake garlands to get the fullness that this one garland offers. It's real touch, it's cedar, it's beautiful. So I'll link it in my description if you're interested. But back to the wreath, I love how it turned out and I can't wait to do more Christmas decorating for you once the season really hits. I hope that this inspires you to tackle something DIY style this Christmas and holiday season. Sometimes I think that people forget what they actually have, or they get stuck kind of in the mentality that if this is what this was intended for, this is what it must be used for. But really, you can kind of pull apart different pieces, pull apart garlands, cut stems, make ornaments into something besides just something you hang on a tree, and you can create something unique and beautiful. Well, that was so fun to make. Thanks again to today's sponsor, Craftsy. It was a really reinvigorating process for me, to be honest, to get back into these smaller DIYs and just use the things I already have on hand, create something beautiful for a very affordable price. I mean, literally $6. Everything else I already owned, and I am positive that most people also have things just kind of laying around that they can scrap together something that they love in the end. I did notice that this little branch needed a little shoring up, so we fixed that. And I need
to come up with a solution for how low this wreath is, which I think I have a good idea. I cannot wait to share more Christmas decorating with you, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching.